Ready for it, girl. Let's do it.
Okay, and you have to be honest, which I know you have no problem letting us know.
Listen, I just told you my whole highest weight on Instagram. Okay,
you
so I clearly don't care. I do not care.
I don't even know if I'm there yet, but I'm aspiring to that. I might actually share my age eventually. You've inspired me a little bit, but moving on. So this whole TikTok storm that is happening across the socials, I just want to know, have you done any? Have you practiced any? Tell the truth.
I have. I'm actually super obsessed with TikTok.
Okay.
My highest, my TikTok is at I am Liz Everett.
Okay.
Because
you guys go follow her.
Yes. I love TikTok because it's such a dope space. You see like grandmas who are doing like the dances that I can't even master.
Oh, they are.
My highest videos are me messing up dances, and I just save them in my drafts because I'm trying so hard to get the Beyonce on going, like pop it, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's gonna be my highest video. And then for me, it's my self-love videos and my dance mess up videos that are like the highest ones, because we're often being like so negative in our head, and there are things that we don't say out loud that we would never say. We would never let someone speak to our friend the way we speak to ourselves in the mirror.
Absolutely.
Right? And so for me, developing this other piece of the brand for self-empowerment and just like truth about our mental health, if you have on a fly dress and your mind ain't right, boo, it's just a fly dress.
That's right.
You're done after that, right? So it's about being able to embrace all of who you are, because style is not just about like a trend. A trend is cool, but it can go away. But when people consider you to be a whole vibe, a whole mood, a whole this, a whole that, it's because you're embracing every single piece of the junk underneath your toenails. Yes, the left foot toenail, the one next to your pinky toe that's turned a little crooked, and you're like, yeah, she's crooked, she's fabulous, right? Like, so TikTok for me has been a real like empowerment, even for myself, thing where I'm just like, I just totally messed up the simplest dance in America, but here you go.
Here it is. People love real though. So I'm so glad that you're doing that and you're sharing that, because there's something that draws us to real in a society where everything is so photoshopped,
manufactured.
So people love real, and I'm glad that you're sharing those. So I want to ask you this then. What would you choose, or what do you prefer for yourself? Fresh face or beat face? Being award-winning,
I prefer a freshly beat face.
A freshly beat face, okay.
Give me a freshly beat face any day, right?
Okay.
Now, I'm a huge skincare advocate, because, especially us at this point, we're experiencing a lot of like trauma in our life. If we're being real about what's happening right now, this is all trauma, right? Like, because there's so many unknowns. So your skin's going through a lot. So I'm a huge skincare advocate. I love like Mario Badescu's like vitamin C serum is a huge saver of my skin for brightening my skin. I use his brightening line. I am a huge fan of like Genie Beauty cream. That's what I wear all the time during New York Fashion Week to keep my skin hydrated, because my skin really dries out in New York City. So I'm a huge fresh face advocate. But if you're talking about like, she doesn't mind taking 30 minutes to an hour on her face to beat the living gods out of this face, because and I love a fresh beat on other people as well, because to me, although we don't commonly think about style being head to toe, including the face and the nail and the shoe and the blah blah blah, to me, without it all, it becomes a sentence with no punctuation, right? Which
all
just makes
inclusive,
you look
all inclusive.
Hello, we talk often in the fashion space about an edit. right? So when we're talking about that being edited, we're talking about like that, it just same as a sentence, right?
Right.
That edit is the punctuation mark. And so that look to me becomes the punctuation mark, and, you know, the bow becomes like the comma. It has to all go together. So I'm about a fresh beat.
A fresh beat? Okay, I like that. But you don't mind a fresh face though, right?
No. I love it because you have to love all the pieces of who you are. And as a public figure, which is what we become, when you start getting on Instagram saying that I'm an expert in my space, I know,
right,
you know, who I am, whatever it is, then you really have to embrace all the pieces of who you are. For me, with my brand, any version of my brand that you see, whether it's the makeup version of my brand or the style version of my brand, I'm always trying to embrace all the pieces of who I am, you know, because I have to teach other people to do the same thing. If I teach them only embrace the pieces of you that are perfection, please, girl, go under any hashtag.
No success at that point. No success. Plus, you have to practice what you preach. So let me ask you this. What has been, and you can go way back or it could be recent. I know I've done it a couple times where I've gotten home and said, okay, what was I thinking? What has been your biggest fashion faux pas?
Oh, girl, my first two seasons at New York Fashion Week were a tragedy.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Girl,
just give us a brief little snippet of it.
You know, before you start working in the industry, you really feel like you know what fashion is. You really feel like you know what aesthetic is, right? And your girl was a retail fashioner, right? So you know what's in stores, but you don't really know what the tastemakers are doing and what, you know, what just happened in London, what happened in Paris, what happened, you know, who's the new person in Dubai.
You haven't done your research.
And you don't even know where to get that level of information, I guess. You know, so when I started like moving and shaking on like a grander scale, I guess you could say, you know what I mean? It was like such a eye-opening thing. And the biggest thing for me was, I feel like those first couple of seasons, I went to New York Fashion Week dressing for what was hot in the stores, not realizing that I needed to be a year ahead of what was in the store.
You're way past that.
Right. So by the time you're rocking dope pearl earrings or tassel earrings, by the time pearl earrings like this, I would say this past year when tassel earrings became such a thing, I was like, I am so over these tassel earrings.
Right.
I've been wearing them for a year already. Oh my gosh. And so then you begin to kind of really understand like the mindset about, you know, being ahead of the game. So when I look back at those first 2 seasons of photos, I'm like, okay, girl, like, could you please? Like, there was one blue dress I had on in particular that was so dope for what was happening now, but the people that I had then surrounded myself were not what was happening now people. They were like, okay, we did that a year ago, you know? So it's been a beautiful journey to enlighten myself, but then that was great for me too, because it has helped me learn how to keep my clients ahead of the game as well.
Right. To be a step ahead. And it's a great learning experience. You have to start somewhere, but it's nice to kind of look back and laugh at yourself, right?
I don't just laugh, I cringe.
You're like, no, make it go away.
No, not the stress.
So let me ask you something. With our industry, and we were just talking about that, how I always refer to it as there's the local fashion market and then there's that global fashion market, right? And those are the terms that I put it in. Everybody has their own way of saying it. What do you think about fashion as an industry as a whole, whether it's local fashion or global indie fashion? What do you think can improve?
Well, first of all, I think that, gosh, I think the space that fashion is in right now is so interesting. You know, there are going to be a lot of fashion regular things canceled, right? Because we're not all going to be able to be in the same space. So I think that a lot of the improvements are, you know, necessity is the mother of invention, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, YSL has now said that they're not showing anywhere in the world, right? So the thing that I thought that we could improve the most was the actual public knowing what's hot, not just because the magazine said it, but because they know where to get that information, right?
Or the insider bloggers.
Yeah, and knowing kind of who those people are. And what you find is a lot of it, if you're talking about locally, there's either a hot boutique that everybody shops at, or the person's best friend has a blah, blah, blah bag, right? And so now they carry this blah, blah, blah bag. And to me, that is so boring because, you know, style is about, it's personal. That's why they call it personal style.
Absolutely.
What are the things that you love about yourself? There might be a trend out and it doesn't match with you. Your body shape just doesn't look good in that thing. So how can
keep it moving?
Yeah, how can I do this? You know what I'm saying? But do it in my own way. So the thing that I've always thought that we could improve was, one, inclusiveness, right? Because we need representation, right? We need representation. With all colors, all realities, all lifestyles, all everything, because people believe that they can succeed when they've seen someone that looks like them do it, right? People believe that they're beautiful when they've seen someone that looks like them in an ad, and it may only be one person that looks like them, right? And being biracial, you know, I didn't see anybody until I was older, because at that time there wasn't as many biracial, you know, children, relationships, whatever. My parents got married not too long after it was legal for Black people and white people to get married in Florida. You know what I mean? So I realized how huge representation is. I had, luckily later on in my life, Halle Berry would come, and then I had Vanessa Williams, right? And so luckily I saw at least someone who, you know, was in a space and considered attractive and beautiful, who had similar features to me. You know what I mean? Who had a little bit of my same story. Yeah, but there were a lot of people out there who are still not seeing themselves, right?
Absolutely.
And so for me, it's not only the message to people about, hey, these are all of your options, right? But also that ability to see yourself, right? In that line, to see yourself in that ad, in that whatever. And so we really have to, you know, follow brands that are pushing that, because our dollars make our voices heard when it comes to what we're buying within the fashion industry, what's being advertised. If you don't see yourself in an ad, don't be afraid to send that designer a note and say, hey, I'd love to see someone that looks like me in the ad, because I'm not going to buy anything until I see me. You know what I mean?
And not just throwing one, I'm going to throw one up there. You know, it needs to be inclusive.
Right. I mean, if we got down to the nitty gritty, you know, that's why Victoria's Secret's suffering right now. They didn't expand. They're not inclusive.
Make something. Let them know.
Their CEO has said, well, I don't want to include people like that. You go right ahead, because you're going to go right out of business, because this is not what this is right now. Right.
Plus size fashion is billions of dollars industry. Taking a long time for people to realize that we spend money too. So take note.
Right. There are curvy women at every single size. I know I have friends who are a 2 that are curvalational, honey. I have friends who are a 12, who are a 22, who are a 28. They are not just curvy, curvy. You know what I mean? Curving all over the place. And so, you know, in order for women, you can say all day long, oh, embrace your curves, right? But until curvy women have designers that they can put themselves in and feel good, you know. There's one particular plus brand I don't buy from at all, that probably every plus size person buys from. I don't think they love our bodies, because you are putting me in a bunch of baggy stuff all the time. How does that help me embrace my curves? I'm upset with y'all. Like, you know?
No, it's true. Can I get a tailored look too?
Yes, I buy from LlVE all the time, because I believe that LlVE loves a curvy woman's body.
Oh, they do.
You know, give me a second skin scuba skirt. I see you. You know what I mean? Give me, you know, a peplum that gives me real line, and really helps me embrace my curve. Like, give that to me. and give that to a woman who is a 2, a woman who is a 22, because embracing our curves, we often think is only about being a plus size woman, but it's about being an every size woman, because women at the core, we look in the mirror and we're fighting ourselves all the time. But what adds to that fight is the fact that we cannot find clothes that help us honor our bodies. So when you're shopping, my advice to anyone who is on here is, don't be shopping out of desperation. Set yourself up to buy 3 to 4 things a month so that you can shop strategically. You can be a great steward of your money and a great steward of your body, right? You can look in that mirror and say, listen, she is a 2, she is a 12, she is a 15, she is a 22, she is 48 years old, has 3 kids, she's 35 and has 2, she is 22 and has none, or has 4, or whatever. But at everybody. Right. I want to embrace all that is me. And part of that, you know, is not just about being seen as sexy. It's about embracing your curves and really honoring your curves so that your body can be very proportionate, and so that your silhouette is super on point, but so that you also, you're not just serving a look when you walk in, you're serving a mood, honey, a vibe, a sentence. You're letting them know, I'm certified, I'm qualified, I've been to the school, I've dotted my I's, I've crossed my T's, and I'm here not just to let you see what I have on, but I'm here to network, because my network is my net worth. I'm here to be confident in my skin. I'm here to let you know that my skill set at whatever that is, right? Whether you're in fashion, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a doctor, right? Everybody needs an investor in their business. So if you don't look like that which you sell, I don't believe you. I don't care what you're saying to me. I don't believe you, because the power of impression right now, when we have social media, is 7 to 9 seconds. In 7 to 9 seconds, I feel like I know what you're capable of. We used to say 30 seconds, but now because of social media, because we do this, because we double tap all the time, our decision making has become immediate. So how immediate are you going to help people be? And then Dr. Albert Moravian from UCLA did a study a long time ago that basically says about 92%, 93% of our communication is visual nonverbal, right? Are you going to waste 93% of your shot every time you walk in the room because you didn't feel like putting on something that made you look like what you sell? Do what you want, boo, but it won't be me. I'm not going to Vegas on that.
That's right. First impressions are lasting. So to get to the next step, you got to get through that first step, which is that visual look. So you have really informed us. Our interview is coming to an end, and I hate for that because it's been so good. But I have to ask you, what do you hope your legacy as an individual, as a brand, as a professional, what will it be?
I hope and pray every day that my legacy will be the revelation within every woman and every person, every man, anybody that I ever touched, that they're good enough in their own skin. Not just a dope outfit, but a feeling and an understanding that you have purpose on the inside of you, and that outfit just frames your purpose. That outfit just brings out who you are, honey. That outfit just helps you frame that treasure that's built on the inside of you. And so without that understanding of who you are, you know, that's more than anything in the world. Do I hope you think that my bow is cute? Sure.
Your bow is cute.
So much fun, right? But more than anything in the world, I hope and pray that when people came in contact with me, when they came in contact with the classes that I'm soon to release and the books that I'm soon to write and the whatever, that they left not only with the knowledge of who they can be, you know, but the knowledge that their very breath in their body is enough for who they are, and that they don't have to justify that any other way, because that's something that even I struggled with for the longest time, was whether or not I was worthy enough to be who it is that I'm called to be. So for me, I pray every day that the person that I am becoming, the woman that I'm embracing myself to be, the next level of who I am, and everything that there is, any stage that I stand on, whether I'm hosting a fashion show or, you know, doing a keynote, I hope that people leave with that knowledge that they are enough.
Right. Absolutely. I just have to tell you, I have said that you are a whole mood, but you are so much more than that. You really are a revelation. And you're an asset. You're an asset to this industry, both locally for us and globally. And I can't thank you enough. The Fashion Roundtable, it's just been our pleasure to have you here. I hope that our viewers who tuned in really listened and have taken away what you've given, because you really have given us a wealth of knowledge. So thank you so much, Style Strategist Liz Everett. You are amazing, and we have to have you back on when we start shooting the actual roundtable and we take it off of live, and we do it in 3D.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have you back.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
So tell us all, what's next for you, and how can we reach you? How can we book a style consultation? How can we make you part of our lives?
Well, the easiest thing to do is to go to my website, LlVEstyle.com, and you can hit book Liz. And I always offer a 20-minute, what I call Style Spark call, because I just love connecting with people, and I love, sparking their, next level of who they are, right? It might be a photo shoot. You might be doing a book launch. You might say, hey, Liz, my closet is a catastrophe and I can't even think straight. You might be saying, listen, girl, I'm going to burn everything in that closet, honey. I am ready for the next thing. And so, I just want to go to the next level. That's what I'm here for, darling. So go to LlVEstyle.com. You can also follow me at Liz Everett Style. And my best friend and I have a blog together called Style It Factor. So you can go to styleitfactor.com. She actually just posted a Sunnies, all about like a great Sunnies for your face. That article is up now. And you can also join us on Facebook in our Style It Factor VIP, where we talk all things style and fabulosity. We're actually doing Body Positive Swimsuit Week next week. So I'm so excited about that. Excited. Because it's more for every piece of our lives, it's more than an outfit, Right. And I've had women who hadn't bought a swimsuit in 11 years turn around and buy a swimsuit. Come on, and then post a swimsuit selfie in the group, because it's all about support and giving you a safe place to shine. And to every one of you who's on here right now, don't forget how amazing you are. You may not have thought that for a very long time. Don't forget that, please. Whatever it is that your mind is telling you, you're not good enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. I could never wear a big bow like Liz, right? I could never rock those earrings like Tanisha. Let me tell you something. We are doing this so that you can see it can be done, and we'll turn around and go copy us, honey, and cop that one, cop those earrings, and you whip yourself, right? And we are just, listen, this is all about you guys realizing how fabulous you are. And so to every one of you at Fashion Roundtable too, I say thank you so much for this space, because you're really going to not only uplift people within our industry, but uplift people all over, because they're going to get to hear so many cool voices that are so affirming about their journey and so affirming about who they are and about what their giftings are. Yes. And so I'm just grateful to you guys to think of me and to have me on. I'm so grateful.
So grateful to have you. And we were going to leave, but it's like we kind of need an encore. So some of our followers, they left questions for you. In fact, we have a lot of questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
But Chic Selfie, so Chic_Selfie, hopefully she's watching. If not, we'll DM her so that she knows her question got answered. She wants to know, Liz, what is your go-to style?
Oh, my go-to style is definitely it's like quirky classic couture.
Okay, that sounds right.
I always say it's like quirky classic couture. I'm 37. I still love big bows, right? So you're probably almost always going to see me with some type of big bow. Even like this bow right here came off of a belt. Like I couldn't find a bow that was big enough, but then sometimes I'll put this bow on my shoulder or, right here. So I literally bought like all these belts off of Amazon so that I had all of these big bows, for different things. But I'm a huge follower of like couture style. I actually read like Japanese Vogue more than I read like American Vogue. And I'm always just so inspired by whatever that next thing is. So I'm always trying to engage that. But then I also have this weird pull to like this Upper East Side, New York City socialite, this
Okay.
Vegas diva, and then this like super big jewelry, big belt buckle wearing country girl. Because I grew up in all of those like spaces, so I'm always kind of this mold and meld of things, you know. So for me, it's definitely quirky. Yeah, it's definitely like, and I've had to kind of learn how to edit that and how to kind of curate that look so that it had a definite focal point. And that's hard, but with people like Iris Apfel, you know what I mean? So that you can kind of, you see how she creates the visual. That's been such a beautiful part of my journey, is learning to edit, but embrace.
Editing is harder than people think.
Oh, girl, it's a whole thing, because you have to, where is the focal point? Where is that? You know, and so you have to get really good at creating where that focal point is, and sometimes you have to do weird things to create that focal point, you know what I mean, like to make,
and sometimes you don't want a focal point. Right before I started this live, I had a pair of sunglasses, a necklace, some earrings, and bracelets on, and I had to snatch a few things off because it was a little much, but sometimes you want all that, and that's okay too.
It's that power of intentional style, you know what I mean, because like for me, I was intentional about creating a facial focal point. For you, you were intentional about being the expert interviewer, right? When you took those things off, you were like, I'm the face who's asking the questions. So although it's about me, it's not about me. I want to make sure that I have the person be the focal point. So that level of intentionality is really what personal style is about. You know, how intentional do I want to be about being whoever it is that I want to be today?
I could talk to you forever. Can I just tell you that?
Because we're a fashion snack, girl. We are a fashion snack together. Yum, yum.
Yes.
Fashion snack. Okay.
More to come. More to come. I feel it. There's a connection happening here. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in tonight. We're having Liz back, probably November time period. I think that's
have me back anytime, honey. I love y'all. So I'm here, and I'm still in quarantine, so I'm here.
Good. You're staying safe. We hope all of you out there are staying safe, taking care of yourself, wearing your mask, washing your hands, and taking care of each other. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to take care of one another. Liz Everett, Style Strategist Extraordinaire, thank you so much. And bye-bye.
Love you guys.